Hey there, water signs, or those of you with a dominant water element in your chart, welcome. Let's see what the universe wants you to know. In your past, you've got healing, bear spirit. It's funny, that's where the earth signs had it too. Presently, you've got leadership, stag spirit, and we've got acceptance coming up in the future. Let's look further. Strength, Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. I just can't believe how the cards carry over from element to element fight. Like Earth sign had the same cups, and it's just nuts. Same cup, Ace as well. It's a beautiful card to have for all your water signs. So developing something new or connecting with something new on a feeling level. I can't believe that too. That's where the Earth signs had their card as well, the heart of the reading. So this card's all about relinquishing something on a psychological level that is really done and dusted. And then we've got the King of Cups, so we've got the two counterparts there. So really accessing your own internal strength at the moment. Coming up, we've got the Eight of Wands, so swift energy and a bit more of a creative spark coming in with the page. And beautiful card to have at the end. So the World card is all about completion of a cycle and feeling more integrated and at home in the world. So beautiful cards, a bit of challenge here, but that's less challenging than the Nine of Swords. The Ten's where it's already kind of on its way out. So we'll look at this in a bit more depth. Water signs, in the past column here, we've got the bear spirit, which from American Indian culture denotes this really healing, rejuvenating kind of energy. So it shows there has been a kind of hibernation happening. But within that there's been healing that you may or may not be conscious of. Sometimes healing happens whether we know it or not. I guess when you cut yourself, it's not like you're conscious of all the things going on with that. So likewise, I feel like on a emotional level, you've been doing a lot of healing and processing and digesting. It's interesting, we've got the Strength card here, which is a female figure with an animal, same as this one. And the Strength card shows that there has been good work done on a level of self-mastery and probably loving yourself more, or at least coming more into a place of acceptance with aspects of yourself that usually you would shun or disown. And so I feel like there's this kind of bringing it into the fold energy, which is part of moving on the path of integration and coming into a state of wholeness and wholesomeness. The Queen of Cups shows you have been working at valuing your feelings better and placing your feelings, in even the uncomfortable ones, in a state of importance, and using them and listening to them rather than ignoring them and trying to bury them or just look at them later kind of energy. And with that there's been some clarity. So the Queen of Swords shows there's just been a kind of a fog lifting off and new insights coming in. And also finding that your mind, I feel like I'm picking up, there's a sense that your mind is just operating on a better level at the moment, and you're able to sort of zoom out more and to notice when these feelings are there, particularly the uncomfortable ones, like I'm picking up like loneliness or uncertainty or doubt. They tend to be the hard ones, hey? But I feel like you're not getting swallowed up by them. You're connected to them, but you're also seeing the bigger picture and having a healthy level of detachment from maybe the story that comes along with those feelings. Just to jump ahead, the heart of the reading here shows that there has been a need to let go of a story or stories. And these stories are usually what keep our feelings locked in the dark, or locked in a space where we're actually kind of lost in the story of why we think we feel the way we feel, versus just literally embodying those feelings, listening to them, processing them, and then waiting for them to pass. So there's been some important work, and still is, in terms of just going, hey, is this story really serving me, or is it actually keeping me in the dark, or keeping me disempowered? So you are in a space of leadership now, of needing, you've come out of the healing, and now there's stag spirit here, which is showing a bit more of a strong, hey, what can I control? And letting go of what you can't control as well. So that's sort of the hallmark of a good leader, of knowing where your limits are, but definitely I feel like you've been putting things in place where you are being more positive at the moment, and having a little bit more faith in yourself and in your story, in your kind of overarching narrative. And we've got the Ace of Cups here, which is a new beginning on a heart level, and also a new beginning with, I feel like, yourself, you know, relating to yourself in a new way, in this new zone that you're in, this new space that you're in, coming out of the healing. So beautiful work. I also feel like for those who are single, it can augur just new connections. Doesn't have to be romantic as well, could be business too, but just rekindling with family sometimes. So there's a lot of new kind of inspiration on a heart level coming in, but it does coincide with this releasing of maybe narratives that sort of picking up that just make you feel worthless, you know. There's kind of some inbuilt beliefs that we have about ourselves that only feel real because they've looped around in our mind so many times, hundreds and thousands of times. But before that, it was just an initial thought or an initial experience, sometimes a traumatic experience, that starts those stories about ourselves. So it's time to let that go. It's time to surrender it. I feel like you're already in that process. Coming off that, we've got the King of Cups, which I feel like as well that you just need some support with this. You need to find, continue, if you've already got a therapist, continue seeing them, or find someone who's maybe even better. Find a new worker to work with around this stuff. I think you just need some support at the moment. You need some wisdom, probably from someone older who's kind of on the level as well. So yeah, we'll see what else comes up with that card. That's what I'm feeling for that. You're moving into acceptance here. Acceptance is not giving up. It's just coming to terms with the fullness of something, including how you feel about that something. Okay? And that's when you have that sort of groundbreaking release or epiphany, is when you fully take it all in, including how you feel about it. And this is going to happen quite quickly. I think you're already primed, based on this card of surrender, to accept things in a new way and accept things as they are without wanting to change them. And then by proxy, usually transformation comes after that anyway. But first we need to own something as it is fully. And this card here is showing things can really change quickly when we do that. And I feel like for you that's such an important road in terms of getting your spark back, getting some of that zest for life back. The Page of Wands here is pure fire. So it's accessing again that creative force inside of you, that sensuality inside of you, that exuberance inside of you. So acceptance is your path forward for that. You might need to accept some things that aren't the way you want them to be before you can step into, or just watch it unfold into how you might want it to be, if that makes sense. And then what's coming off of that is the World card. So this has been an important cycle, and there is completion that's happening, and integration. So this is a fully integrated being. So and that wreath there shows kind of like a circle or a loop that's closed. So then something can be put to rest. So sort of echoes the Ten of Swords here, that something needs to be put to rest in order for you to probably step into that unknown space of acceptance first, and then something will unfold from that. But yeah, there's a balanced kind of energy with this card, so things will equalize. Let's look in a bit deeper. I'm just going to do the middle and future row. So with that Ace of Cups, there's the Queen of Wands. So this card, there's quite a few queens here. There's 3 now. So this card's all about owning your power and taking bold action. So I feel like combined with the Ace here, it's showing that you need to really wear your heart on your sleeve a little bit more, and to confidently show your vulnerability about things, and to confidently make requests to others about something you might be needing in order to expand your heart space. Because I think this is an important ingredient at the moment for you to be that, continue to be that source of strength for others, is you need to start to be able to lean on others and make requests yourself. So it's a bit more of a two-way street. And it's important that you feel that kind of heart-opening energy at the moment, I think, as well. Or else, you know, you could just be sort of stuck in this story. So the heart-opening energy is going to help you move through this story. Alright, let's see what's going up for that one too. Ah, nice. So we got the Page of Wands again. So it's potentially something around sexuality or sexual energy or creative energy. So in this, you've got this really young kind of female figure, and there's the lion, or the tiger I should say, there. And she's caught it by the tail, or it's sort of all combined together. But that just shows there's that kind of instinctual sensuality that cats have, in a sense, that might need to be considered. So if something's dampening this, that's a clue as to what needs to be let go of and released and surrendered. Okay? It's only blocking the road. We've got the Justice card, or Adjustment card, around the King of Cups here. So I think with this energy, it might be someone in your life that's you've had certain contracts and agreements with, or ones that haven't been met maybe as well. And so it's about sort of figuring out how do you regain your power in that, and how to, you know, it doesn't have to be a sort of win-lose situation. You can find the win-win. But I'm just kind of picking up for you that, well, some of you might need to hear this, that someone's been sort of having their way, and you really need to kind of bring in a bit more of a negotiation again, or a re-establishment of expectations and agreements in terms of relationships. So yeah, that's what I'll say about that. With that Eight of Wands, that swiftness, nice. We've got the got a lot of fire cards here. So we've got the Knight of Wands, which goes really well with this, but he's a very bold go-getter and quite dynamic, and just goes for what he wants. So I really feel like you're gonna have to maybe G yourself up for a bit of a forward-moving, courageous step towards activating things in your life. I'm just gonna pull one more with that. Just feel the need. Bit of rain coming. We've got the King of Cups again. Okay, so I think that maybe just echoes that there's just this as a person that's I just keep getting this feeling like getting away with something, and so this card's all about accepting that that's how it is, and then moving forward to re-establish something there, and to be bold in that. So to bring in some of that fire energy to kind of go, hey, hang on. With that Page of Wands, another fire card, Jesus. King of Wands. So I think in terms of, so the King of Wands is a very strong energy in terms of business, and just making a life that you want for yourself, and a life where you feel there is a nice natural flow of give and take. And so I feel like with this page, I I think I sort of get this sense that there's sort of something that you've been wanting to do, maybe on a project creative level, or even just something you want to initiate for yourself that you know is good for you. And I feel like you're looking too far ahead in the future, and it's potentially making you feel like, oh, what's the point of starting? I'm so far behind, or there's so much work to be done. So I'm kind of getting the sense for you that just come back to the essence of why you want to do this. Is it because you're curious about something? Is it because you want a bit more magic, a bit more zest in your life, a bit more fun, a bit more creativity? So yeah, just really honouring that and knowing that, yeah, it's a bit of a bridge between starting and kind of getting into a new level of development. But if there's uncertainty and doubt, then you're on the right track. Because there's nothing new or innovative that you can ever do in your life without there being uncertainty and doubt. So use that as your guide and back yourself. So with this World card, we've got the Tower. Interesting combo. The Tower's all about something needing to be, that's already falling apart, to just fall apart. So in order for this completion and this full circle to happen, there needs to be a deconstruction of something, or you need to get out of the way of it just falling. So it already is falling, and these people is usually in this deck, these people jumping out of the building, and so what's left though is the foundation, so they don't die and are left with nothing. So if there's a fear of having nothing after this, then I would question that fear. And that might be this as well, which you need to let go of, is some of that fear and trepidation. So just remember that you will survive, you will recover, and there's going to be a really glorious and beautiful completion that comes with that. So the question is, what do you need to let fall that needs to fall? Well, pretty deep reading, water signs. Thank you for joining me. If you found that useful, please click the like button below. That just means it gets to more people. If this had a profound impact on you, a positive impact, or anything you want to share, please put it in the comments below. And if there's anyone else that you think would benefit from this, then by all means share it on. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.